Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's pour. Now tonight's pour is going to be a car themed one. You saw it in the video or the title. Boy, I can't talk tonight. It just says Screamliner on it. I don't know what kind of car that is. Really, it just looks like an old, from the 20s, 30s type era of cars. I just like the look of it, the sleekness of it, and unbelievably, I liked it because it was the color of green it was, and it's green. I'm not real big into greens, and until here lately, I've been really like working with some of the greens. And part of it is because of Master's Touch coming out with these pearlized colors. So this one is a pearlized golden green, and it's a metallic green. So I'm using that as the background. And as you can see, it's pretty close to, it's maybe pretty close to that color. So I've decided to go with a couple other greens in it. So I wanted a darker green and a lighter green to kind of go. So we're going with a turquoise green. That's always good. It's also by Master's Touch. This one's also by Master's Touch. And this is a light olive green. So those are the couple of greens we're going to go with. Hang these up. And so we can get started. I've already got the paints mixed. I've already got the paint, the pearlized golden green, down on the canvas. So all I have to do is adjust the camera. We can get started. All right, as you can see, we have the green down. And again, I've said this in most of my videos when I'm using metallic paints. When I use it as a base, I do like to make these lines in it, because it kind of gives it a look of texture, because those lines will stay like that when it dries. And that's what I'm going to be looking for, to kind of give it that extra texture look. All right, so we have our car. We're going to start about right there. So I got this one a little full, but we're going to go with some green here. And I do want to go out a little bit. Oh, I didn't want to do that, but that's all right. We can clean that up. We're also going to use some white. So we're going to get some white on there. Get this all covered up too. Alrighty. Got a little bit of this pearlized left. Alrighty. See, I am going to want some more darker green in there. So we're going to put a little streak right down in through here. We run a little off over this way. Doesn't have to be a bunch. Get our trusty straw here. Get my chair. Just gonna clean that up a little bit. I'll start there. Yeah, I didn't want to do that, but easily fixed. I don't think I'm going to mess with it anymore. I think that'll be good enough for it. So we'll have our car right there. We might even put it back a little bit, like it's going through, since that's pretty far up. Not too many times I've put the car way up here. You want it down here. So this is more like it's running through, pushing it out, which is a good effect too. So we'll give her one more quick torch. I think we have a pretty good one. We'll just have to let it dry. Then we can place the car on there when we resin it, and it'll be an awesome piece. All right, as you can see, this has dried, and it is I love this pearlized green that's on here, this golden green. Oh, like I said earlier, I believe I said earlier in the video, is I'm not really big on greens really that much, and it's not been one of my really favorite colors, but I really have been liking working with the greens, and I just love this one. I just love the colors of this, that dark green, that lighter green. There's just a little bit of that white in there, and then this pearlized green. This resin will it already pops like this. this resin is going to make it pop even more. So I've been trying to decide where to put the car on this. So I think I want to get it about right there. I think that's a good spot for it. I don't want to go back too far. I don't want to go way up too high. I think right in there is going to look good. So that's where we're going to put it. So I have some resin here, 7 ounces for this 10 by 20 canvas. This is, oh man, you know you're getting old when you can't remember the Promise epoxy. I knew it started with a P, but I kept thinking Pro Marine. I think this is formerly Pro Marine. I still haven't looked up to see if it's the same company or if they bought them out or what, but I guess this is the resin I'm going to go with. I guess I got to give it up on the Pro Marine. This works just like it. That's why I'm thinking it's, I really can't tell the difference. So, but anyway, oh, look at those greens come through with that. Yes. So anyway, it's a 10 by 20 canvas. We're using 7 ounces of total epoxy resin, 3.5 the hardener, and 3.5 of the epoxy. So come on. Oh yes, I'm gonna love this one. I have a feeling this one won't as they say, stay on the shelves for too long. I have a show coming up. It's less than 2 weeks now. It's about 12 days. I have only done one show so far in 2023. It was in April. I've got 2 shows, back-to-back weekends, so 2 shows this month. I don't think I have anything for June lined up just yet, but there's a lot of them out there for June. So, and then I have 2 in July, and I have, so far, lined up. I have one in August, one in September, one in October. And then I usually do one in November and December, but they haven't opened those up yet for vendors to send in their applications and money for. I actually just received an email within the last hour for one that I didn't send off for, so that somebody sent me wanting me to be a vendor there. So that's always nice. That kind of gives you a good feeling when people putting on these craft shows are actually reaching out to you they want you to be there. That makes you feel good. It always makes you feel good to be wanted. I just don't know if it's in August, and I just don't know if I hadn't looked to see exactly when. I have the one show in August. I can't remember if it's the same date. It probably will be. I have to look. Now, the one in August is a 3-day festival. So that's a pretty big festival. I wouldn't want to give it up. Plus, I've already paid for it, so I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't try to get a refund and go with a one-day event. So, if it's on the same weekend, it's a no-go, but I would probably do it because it's not that far from here. So, and it's in Fortville, Indiana, which they have from what I understand, they have a pretty growing art community there. So I've done one event there in the park, and unfortunately it I was just picking up some good sales and it started raining. And so I did make some contacts. While I was there, I got to see some vendor friends that I had done a number of vending events with. So you start making friends when you do these shows. Well, at least I do. I don't know if everybody does. But I try to make friends with the other vendors. Usually when you make really good friends with a vendor is you're set up next to them and the event is a kind of a bust and you have a lot of time on your hands, especially if it's like a 6 or 7 hour event and there's, you know, only have maybe 50 to 100 people go through. Yeah, that's a long day. So you kind of just strike up conversations with your neighbor vendor and get to know them a little bit. So I've done that. Unfortunately, I've done a lot of shows like that, especially when I was first starting out, not knowing what events to do. That's another reason to get to know your vendor neighbors, is because they, especially if they're a seasoned vendor, they can tell you which shows are good and which shows are not. And they're usually pretty happy to share that information with you. So, all right, I believe I have all the air bubbles popped on this thing. We'll give it a quick look. Check the other angle. Yeah, I think we got a good one. Got them good. Got them good. All right. So here we go. We're going to place it right there. Now this is very low rider, so you probably won't even be able to see the wheels on this thing. They're going to be covered in resin as they are. So that one is definitely going to be stuck down in there. Awesome, awesome. Look, that green, it means it's not a perfect match, but it's pretty close. It looks good. Oh, the colors of the screen just pop. So I'm really loving this one. Let me know if you love it as well, or if you think it's good or not. Leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And as always, thanks for watching.